Ladies and gentlemen, custom Friday the 13th Jason mask. And I started, this is the first one I did. I was inspired by a YouTube channel here called Big Hush. He did hundreds of these and custom ones and specific from the movies and I'll say non-specific. And I wanted to do one or try my hand at it, but I wanted to do a mask that was like in between the movies. So it gave me a little freedom of painting, weathering, and battle damage, which I didn't have to copy any, scratch per scratch on the film or anything. So I came up with this. I just made a, I won't say random battle damage. I also wanted kind of elements of Freddy versus Jason, and just little wear and tear. That an adventure in between, a Friday the 13th part. Let's just say one and maybe two. It just depends, like something like that. But anyway, I started with a cheap hockey mask that you can get, and I did get that all sanded down. It does have a little gloss. If you sand it, the paint sticks a lot better, and it won't scratch off once you apply a coat. I did paint it a flat black primer, as you can see where it scratches. I didn't sand the inside, so you can easily scratch off the paint if you kind of don't sand it first and put a sealer on. Painted it a almond color. I know Jason has white mask, almond, kind of a yellowish tint, and then there's the Savini mask, which is all black. I took Mr. Dremel here with a sanding drum, and you can go any way you like to do it. I went in with the tip of the sanding drum and just grinded out the plastic. Trying to get somewhat of the battle damage on there, trying to keep it not too heavy, but just enough, where it's and I try to do it all one way where he was fighting, but give it a little character. Printed out some templates for the chevron there, and I masked them off, painted on. And then for painting, after I got the almond on, let it dry, I did filter washes, and filter washes is watered down paint, and it was started with a dark brown and then a lighter brown, and just a couple passes, and you just cover it all, let it dry, cover it out again, let it dry, and it'll just build up in somewhat of layers you might be able to see. I didn't want to go too dirty, but trying to keep it very weathered. And then I took Mr. Airbrush and airbrushed some of the fading on the scratches, and I did put more washes in there. And then I took, and you can do this anyway, I took sponges, dipped in paint and crumbled up, and just like dry brushing, get the paint off, and you can stipple, and it gives you nice chip marks around. And I used a lot of browns and tried to stay away from blacks and metals and any of that nature for chipping purposes, just to keep it more realistic and more dirty. But anyway, very simple. I didn't bother weathering the straps. I just went ahead and just left them on because it'll be just more of a wall hanging piece from now on. But that was very fun to do. It was almost like Adam Savage's one day builds. It's pretty much how long it takes. You just got to wait for the paint to dry. But I do recommend once you paint it to seal it with an acrylic top coat. Either if you want to go high gloss, flat, or whatever, but it saves you from any scratches in the future down the road. So I wasn't quite done. I did buy extra mass, and I went ahead and did Roy from, I believe, part 5, if I'm not mistaken. His was solid white, but he has the blue chevron, which I think is the cooler of all the bunch, and it's just odd and different. Again, I try not to copy exactly how Roy's mask is, but I wanted to keep it identifiable as Roy, but keep the weathering down to a minimum, but keeping it where it's dirty and everything. Again, same technique. I primed it in a primer, black primer. I did a gloss white on it, and once that dried, again, I did a black brown-ish filter wash on it just to get the initial coat on it. I only did it one or two times and very, very light, more water than paint. And then again with the sponges, I went in and stippled in some chip marks on there just to keep it very, very simple. The chevrons here are actually paper templates that I found on the internet. I printed out and scaled it down and cut them out and glued them on. And then when I put a sealer on them, and I did weather them, once you put the sealer on, it sealed them in really good. Again, these are paper, I want to say decals, which are not really made for water or anything of that nature. If you wanted to wear it outside or anything, but for a wall decoration, being inside, it'll work out just fine. And it was the correct colors, didn't have to match nothing, and I think it turned out really, really well. Again, very fun. I was a big fan of the Big Hush YouTube channel. I got the My Jason version and the Roy version, and I got one left, and who knows, we may do something something wild with it, or we may try to do another Jason mask down the road. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I got going on today. Custom Jason mask. So that's what I got going on today. Stay tuned for next exciting episode.